I'm going to share a technique that makes life navigate a bit easier when you're going through a difficult, challenging time. And again, this is kind of like a part two from my video maybe 2, 3 days ago that was influenced by Brian Tracy. And he calls this the movie technique, where he gives the example where you go into a movie theater and for whatever reason, you missed most of it and you caught only the last 10 minutes. And you see the best, you see the happy ending. You see the main character get together with, say the prince rescues the princess and they live happily ever after and they're riding, down a sunset and it's beautiful. Everybody cheers and it's great. Oh, obviously, like you heard good things about the movie, so you go back and you want to see the entire movie this time. So instead of seeing just the last 10 minutes, you see the 120 minutes, the 2 hours. But you notice the stark difference. Obviously, there was a lot more that happened before the happy ending. There was the ups and the downs. There was the happy times and then the sad and challenging times. There was the drama. There were the obstacles, the challenges. So it just wasn't the nice ending at the end. It was the plot. It was everything that was building up to the happy ending. If not, it wouldn't have been happy after all. It would have just been... But you had to go through those waves, emotional waves. The positive and negative emotions. They're just emotions. We just like to label them. But anywho, he argues that in these last 10 minutes, the goal was achieved. And to take this philosophic attitude towards every difficult period in your life, or in your month, or in your day. And pretend that you already know the ending of the movie. Your movie. And that movie could be for the day, for the week, for the year. And he argues that the pretending bit, the act of pretending, will make the movie come out exactly how you desire. But you have to have an idea of what the ending looks like. So I'm just going to pull an example out of my hat right now and say, okay, I think I used an example of like getting a Porsche 911, for example, right? On a previous video. So, okay, like I'm going to get a Porsche 911 turbo. And say for whatever reason, I was saving money and then there was a life event that happened. And then all of a sudden, all my savings towards buying the car just is there no more. And I'm like, no, that my goal, right, was to get the 911 turbo, the Porsche, the brand new Porsche. How could this happen? So in that movie, that was an obstacle, right? But I know what my ending, the last 10 minutes, I'm drawing it up with the reference that is going on right now or at that moment. It's like, okay, well, let's just say this certain life event, my money had to go there. Now I have to start over. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm going to draw my movie ending based off this. And I was, I remember this happened, but then somebody came in and let's just say they replaced that money that I already had and then doubled it for whatever reason. And I eventually got my Porsche 911. Knowing that you will eventually get to that goal, knowing that you will eventually live that happy ending, the last 10 minutes of that movie. So I think it's fascinating. I think it's creative. I think it challenges us to keep our eyes on our goals anchored, because life could certainly give us the ups and the downs, the lefts and the rights, the ins and the outs. And sometimes it's important for us to anchor ourselves into that goal, into what we want that movie ending to look like. But if we have no sight on that, then we could easily just go with that flow that life throws at us, which is also not bad until you're not happy with it. So I'm going to challenge you to use this. See how creative you get putting this into practice. Even if you do it once, maybe tomorrow, maybe with something small. Create a movie of how you want the happy ending to look like, the last 10 minutes to look like of your day or the week. And let me know how that goes. But remember, I'm going to just repeat this one more time so it sticks. So take this approach to everyday life where this part of the movie, the last 10 minutes, the goal is achieved. The philosophic attitude, taking that philosophic attitude towards every difficult period in your life or your day. Pretend you already know the end of the movie. And the pretending bit will make the movie come out exactly how you desire. I'll see you tomorrow.